Hey drummers, Garey Williams is back with another reaction and analysis video. And many of you have been requesting I do a reaction and analysis on the great drumming of Eric Moore. So we're going to check this guy out. Here we go. Nice. The crossover stuff is cool. Reggae. Okay. Okay, so a minute he did this crossover thing. Right hand on the hi-hat, left hand on the floor tone. Bop, 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 bop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So cool 5s and 16th notes. Really cool stuff going on. Here it is. Nice. Kind of a, yeah, 1 up, 2 down, good times, bad times, John Bonham. Kind of a funk shuffle. Nice. 1 down, 2 up. Five down the drum. Singles. Nice. Ah, cool. Spamming. Okay, so lots of amazing hand-foot patterns, just flurry, fast notes. It was cool how this section started with kind of a 6/8, and then he went into more of that about 30-second note stuff because he likes to play more aggressively like that. Now he's shifting it. Let's hear what he does next. Like 3 up and 1 down. Oh, a little jazz. More hip hop. Yep. Double stroke over triple. Nice. Whoa! Double strokes off the toms. Yo! Blister, blister. Wow, that was cool. That was cool. I like the fact the guy plays with so much intensity and energy. Kind of reminds me of some Billy Cobham. Definitely kind of more gospel chops oriented. Lots of heavy single strokes. More of a steady bass drum ostinato, some hand-foot patterns, but he seems to be more, I would call, a bit top-heavy drumming-wise. It's not a negative thing, but meaning most of the work comes from what he does with his hands rather than more of a split between the hands and feet and stuff like that. I'm talking about hand-foot soloing patterns. He did some of those where some other drummers rely on that or utilize that a lot more. That was the thing early on in my development when I was really comparing such great drummers as John Bonham to Neil Peart. John had a smaller sort of big band influenced drum set, so the bass drum was often incorporated into his fills because he didn't have such a plethora of hand objects to strike when you compare that to Neil's kit at the early stages with 4 concert toms, 3 racks, and a couple of floors. So he had massive toms to hit, and so he wouldn't incorporate the bass drum as often in his fills as, say, John Bonham would or other drummers. And of course, Steve Gadd was another drummer that really incorporated that. And other drummers, of course, since then really been using hand-foot patterns a lot, making the bass drum like another limb. So anyways, this was really interesting just to watch this guy. I haven't followed his playing that much. I prefer solos more along the lines of something like what a Greg Bissonette would do, where he'd do different movements and he would, demonstrate some different cross sections of styles and lots of dynamics and stuff like that. Eric did utilize some dynamics, but it seemed like his preference is to really just blow us away with the massive amount of speed he has, and he plays with a very heavy hand most of the time, and that's cool. He's coming at it from that kind of a perspective. So I hope you like this. It was interesting to me. I enjoyed it to a degree. I do have other soloists that I really prefer because of the reasons I mentioned, just a bit more of a musical diversity in their approach sometimes. So, but anyways, this guy's a great player, no doubt, not putting him down. Everybody has their preferences. And so if you like this, give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel, of course, and then I have a great Facebook group, some drum lesson information, and some course lesson information in the text box below. So if you're interested in that, check that stuff out. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next reaction and analysis video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.